Hey everyone, this is Phoenix again, and I'm going to make a really quick video just to show specifically the setting up of filters to automatically junk or delete items. So in 1.25 and above, this is really quick and easy. For recipes, you have to open up your recipe configuration panel, and what you want to do is set up your filter first of all, and then you want to enable the feature. So by default, turning this on will automatically set to junk any recipes that you do not currently have tracked. And I currently do not have any tracked, so that would be all. And the same is available for ingredients. So what you would want to do is set up filters. So you want to, anything that you do not want automatically set to junk, you want to track. And it's really easy in the new version. You can actually do it a lot of ways. You can mark all recipes and then manually uncheck the ones that you don't care about automatically being junked. That's one option. Or you can select your provisioning character or any character and hit this button here to track all recipes that this character doesn't know yet. So for example, this is my provisioning character. If I hit this button, it's going to set to track all the recipes that that character, who I actually happen to be currently logged in as, doesn't know yet. So that's cool. That as you can see here, the ones I already know are not tracked, so if I loot those, it's going to automatically junk them if I turn this on. What you can also do in 1.25 is shift click any of these categories to set to track everything in that category. So I've already set all of the recipes that I already know. I've already set all the recipes that I do not know to tracked, but say I wanted to also set all the recipes that are blue or purple, regardless of whether I know them, to be tracked, so those are protected and not set to junk. I could just hold down shift and click each of these categories, and as you can see now I'm tracking 396. So right now I have set to tracking all blue and purple recipes and all green recipes that I don't know yet. So the only thing that I'm not currently tracking, just by a couple clicks of buttons, is green recipes that I already know. And by turning this option on, then any green recipes that I do not already know will be automatically set to junk. Now there's a couple options to further configure this in the settings. First thing you should probably be aware of is this one here. You will have to change this. It's a protection feature. Basically what this is saying is, even if you do what I just showed you and have that turned on to automatically junk items that you don't have tracked, it's only going to do so for items that are lower quality than what you select here. And since it's green by default and there is no lower quality than green, it's nothing. So what if you wanted to allow green recipes to be affected by that setting, you would have to set this to blue, which basically means anything less than blue quality, so green recipes, will be affected. If you set this to purple, then it will affect blue and green recipes. So, but for the sake of just deleting green, we're going to set this to blue. Now, there is actually another feature here which you can enable, that instead of setting things to junk, you can set things that are not currently tracked and that match your quality requirement or lower than what you select here. Instead of automatically junking them, it will automatically delete them. That you turn on here. If you enable this for recipes and you set this so that items below this, so green items, will be allowed to be automatically destroyed, then by setting up these filters and turning this option on, you are basically saying now any recipes that I do not have tracked, which remember is only green, I've tracked everything except green recipes that I already know. So what that's saying is, by what I've configured there and by turning this on, any green recipes that I loot that I already know are going to be deleted automatically. So really easy to set that up. Lots of protection features in place. I also have it set up so that if you click this to clear your active search, it's going to automatically turn that option off for you, just so that you have to manually turn it back on once you've set up your filters again, so you can't accidentally delete anything, though that protection feature in the settings still exists. So it's still, even if you did, if I didn't have that feature there, you'd still only be able to auto delete green things. So the same applies for ingredients. It's a little bit different just because instead of the protection feature being based on color, it's based on stack size. But same idea, you can select all the ingredients, uncheck the ones that you don't care about, that you want the game to automatically junk or delete, and turn on the feature here, and then go into the options and decide whether or not you want it to junk, or if you want to turn on the feature to actually automatically delete ingredients. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that on, and then the protection feature for ingredients is the max stack size to delete. So if you had a stack of 100 things, 100 carrots in your inventory, and you turned on the option to automatically junk uncheck things, and you didn't have carrots checked, and you looted a carrot, it won't delete it, because it'll only delete stacks up to whatever you set here, and by default it's 10. You can set it up to 100, but I just leave it at 10, and that way I know that if I turn on automatically destroy, and then I go in here and I look in my bank, say, or my guild bank, and I kind of look at this list simultaneously to my bank and say, okay, I already have a full stack of 400 of these, so I'll uncheck that. I don't care about getting more of those, and just uncheck the ones that you don't care about, and then turn on that feature. Any ingredients that you then loot that are not in your inventory in a stack size bigger than 10 or whatever you set there will automatically be deleted. So in that way you can really easily set up filters to automatically delete any recipes that you loot that you don't want, or ingredients that you loot that you don't want. So that's it. That's the new functionality in 1.25.